2002 Chajan Case. UFO sightings involving multiple members of the police force. On July 21, 2002, Sergeant Guillermo Arias, who was in charge of the Chajan police station, receives a call from a colleague from the Sampacho police station suggesting that he listen to the radio. In the town of Achiras, Officer Barrio, along with Franco Biasi, the town's fire chief, were spotting a high-speed, high-intensity light in which, in the first moments of the sighting, stopped mid-flight multiple times. This sighting was being reported over the police radio. Officer Barrio, upon witnessing this phenomenon, asked through the radio to Rio Cuarto, the largest city near them, if there was a helicopter or a plane in the area. The operators informed that what they observed does not correspond to any identified traffic and that the radars in Co. Artaba do not register anything abnormal. Towns where that night members of the police forces witnessed luminous phenomena and the city of Rio Cuarto. In response to this negative, Officer Barrio continued to report what they saw through the radio, and at this point, the witnesses stopped the vehicle to better appreciate the phenomenon. After a few minutes of watching the light, which illuminated everything as if it were daylight, a platform passed over them. According to the witnesses, it was a large semicircular light, at a very low altitude and slowly moving away. Alerted by the observations that Barrio was describing over the police radio, Sergeant Guillermo Arias looked from the town of Chajan in the direction of the Sierras of Achiras, observing a strange kind of light, as if the sun or the moon was rising. Arias leaves Chajan with his Ford F-100 in support of his colleague, and after traveling 15 kilometers through a dirt road in the direction of Achiras, he stops at a high place with a panoramic view of the area known locally as Loma de Piedra, where he could see the light. Sergeant Arias also contacted his wife to let her know that he was going to get closer to the area where the light was and to be aware of the radio just in case. After this call, Arias' wife was not able to contact him again. After this first stop and 10 kilometers further on, Arias observed, 400 meters away from him and in a nearby field behind a roadside hillock, a glow that he thought was a fire. As he approached, his truck came to a complete stop and, about 15 to 20 meters away, a very large craft began to rise up with beams of light downward and began to pass over the road about 15 to 20 meters away and 30 to 35 meters high. The videos plays normally. It is the original image that sometimes freezes. Interview with Sergeant Guillermo Arias at the sighting site the following day, where other members of the police force can be seen investigating. The vegetation where the craft was located was found flattened, and in other specific spots there were slight burns. Drawing made by Sergeant Guillermo Arias of the craft he saw that night. The craft had a double row of windows and emitted light blue beams of light from underneath. It was a lead-colored triangle with double windows. The windows had lights. They were perfectly visible, ranging from purple to white, and the final part was faint yellow. It was as if they were fogged up, you couldn't see inside. Post from user Mordrenix at UFObelievers at Reddit.